The stalagnates leaning close.
Night to be. Go to Lawrence. He'd be back home. You're home.
Listen closely. There might be more corrupt beasties lurking about. The best way to deal with a creature tainted by the night plague is to face it square on. Look 'em right in their undead eyes. Show 'em you're not afraid of anything. Perhaps it's best if you both stick near me until we've got all this under control.
As co-champions of the Starspire Post-Haste Plague Prevention League, we thought it best if we made our presence known after this incident with the water reserves.
Aye. For prevention's sake, we blocked the path into town until we're sure nobody wet their beaks from the tainted cistern. Prevention, see? That's what we do.
Right, aye. We'll get this path reopened as soon as we know where our water stands. Or floats, rather.
Aye. And when our boys come and help us lift these heavy bastards. Aye.
Crike. I would have loved to see Lawrence face off with the creature of the night. But it was a show. Swift recovery. Old scrape. No. I just know the name.
Galena, be kinder to the new priestess. She's trying to be useful. Become a part of us. And stop fussing. There's nothing the matter with me.
Nothing the matter with you. Besides the Crimson Geyser in your side, you're burdened with the morally righteous code of a craking remnant knight. The code that led you into the claws of a great beastie instead of Tupi's door. Which, mind you, is where you must go now anyway.
I'm afraid you're right. But it won't be me to make the journey. Will it, Knight-to-be? Stay as silent as you'd like, but you'll not abscond from the gratitude you're due. What I saw down in Melgham's cavern, that was a knight at work. Now Starspire needs you once more. To the north, you'll find the grotto, home of the sage Tupi. Tupi's grotto sits on the only clean aquifer in all of Talomel. Speak with him. Strike a deal, if you can. He's the only hope Starspire has for water. You'll travel by Grainwake, and Felka, the June-faring knight, will travel with you via Grainwake. He's already waiting at the docks. As you should. Ask them, and I'll answer. If it were up to me, only me, I'd have my sword on your shoulder at this very moment. But there are remnant knights more senior than myself. Honorable men and women, they. And it's only by their approval that you can be bestowed. But after the waters are restored to Starspire, they'll know of what you've done. From my lips, they'll hear it. And then we'll be brothers in this honored bond. Do you mean, why are our sand boats called grain wakes? Starspire may not be a massive settlement, and truth be told, we don't have much to offer. But Egon and his crew make the best sand ships in all of Talamel. Light as a piece of grain, nimble, aye, grainwake. I don't fully know. My best guess is that it once was a small, thirsty thing. Something that never meant any harm. But when it found our tainted water reserves, drank as instinct told it to, and never stopped, until it was what it had become. In a way, it saved us. Had I not seen the full extent of the water's corruption, as it had twisted that creature, many people in Starspire may look just like it now. He's an ancient one, has a deep connection to Talamel. It's best you meet him to understand him. But no matter the impression he makes, know that he serves only one: this dying world. That does not, Knight-to-be, include the humans that inhabit it. Keep mind of his intentions. Oh, Lysis, now you too. I'll be fine.
Before you head off, your gear might need some attention. Take this glint and sacramite over to the forge on Starspire's lower terrace and give your gear a look over. Wouldn't want to leave Starspire unprepared for the dangers of this world. The embers from last night's fire are still crackling and warm. The smell of the indigo stew lingers in the air, leaving a pleasant and hearty herb-filled scent. The head of a massive tortoise, and beside it are two spitterworm heads. Lawrence spoke of fantastic stories of how he survived encounters with all sorts of different beasts and monsters. The tortoise lives in lava fields and fends off predators by throwing heated stones at them. Spitterworms, on the other hand, are very aggressive and assail those who come too close with corrosive spit. The Ferrum are hollow within. Their armor is an aid to keep their wraith-like forms contained.
Now, you'd best not go back there. What am I saying? You're a remnant now. Talk thereabouts. Do whatever you like. Just don't laugh at him. Save it for when he can't hear you.
A lewd old friend. Suppose I have to call you knight now. Well, you sail right off to Lasbarrow. Get yourself a fancy signet. I've got my eyes on a bigger prize. Right through those charred doors. Oh, just think. All the relics of old The Leicester Church is the only institution that survived the Night Plague. Buried are the three once mighty kingdoms, and forgotten are the ideals of their larger-than-life kings. But Lysis and this church endured the literal end of days. If I walked out of that church with none but a busted crank, I would thank Lysis herself for letting a non-believer like myself be graced with such history. But that's not likely to happen anytime soon. We beat the fire dead, but now the dead themselves have woken from their crypts. Took them a while, but the corruption's got them feeling feisty. Not safe inside. Oh, if only I knew of a remnant knight, or someone nearly just, who was right capable.